Hello students, today I am going to explain about astrology of chemistry. Why? Because in ancient times means up to 500 AD. See that up to 500 AD, there was good progress in chemistry, and the ancients were able to found about 10 elements like that. They all linked those 10 or 9 elements with planets, with known planets. According to them, even sun was also considered as planet. So they linked the elements with planets. Of course, that trend is still continuing in our Indian astrology. Indian astrology also, our based on date of birth, every person will be assigned to some planet. Okay, that is what our Indian astrology జాతకాలు అని చూపించుకుంటాము. జాతకాలలో ఈ మీది పలానా గ్రహము పలానా నక్షత్రము అని చెప్తూ ఉంటారు. ఇట్లా ఈ గ్రహస్థితి బాగాలేదు కాబట్టి ఇలా ఉందని చెప్తారు. సో ఈవెన్ టుడే ఆల్సో ఈవెన్ అవర్ ఇండియన్ astrology is heavily linked with planets influence, etc. See, of course, in our Indian astrology also, the astrologers usually suggest a particular rings of particular metal, like gold ring or copper ring, or a ring embedded with some precious metal, like that. Such remedies were suggested by astrologers to various people. Okay, that trend is still continuing, but actually in ancient times, the chemists of Greece and Egypt, the chemists of Greece and Egypt, see that the chemists of Greece and Egypt had linked elements to planets. See, up to 500 we knew the following elements, say gold, copper, silver, iron, lead, tin, mercury, copper, carbon, sulfur. Of course, carbon is came to be known in the form of diamond. These are the 9 elements that were known to ancients up to 500 AD. And let us go to next slide. See, for example, let us see how ancients were making brass. Next slide. See, by 1000 AD, arsenic is also known. Okay, 1000 AD up to 500 AD, the ancients knew about 9 elements, but by 1000 AD, arsenic was also known. People were using zinc since 5000 BC, but ancients not able to recognize the zinc as a separate element. We know that copper plus tin is equal to bronze, and in the now in the modern world, copper plus zinc is equal to brass. Brass is in yellow color. See, what I want to say, that up to by 5000 BC, people came to know about brass. Brass is yellow color like gold, but actually how brass is formed by the combination of copper and zinc. But unfortunately, the ancients didn't know about zinc. Somehow zinc was adding to copper in the chemical process that I am going to explain. So people didn't know about zinc, but they knew about brass. But if you come to bronze, which is a combination of copper plus tin, and here ancients knew about copper as well as tin. People knew about copper as well as tin in making bronze, but in making brass they didn't know about zinc. But zinc was somehow is combining with copper, and producing a substance substance which is in gold in color. So that is why even though people were working with zinc, they didn't know about zinc. That is what I want to say. Next, go to slide. For example, let us see how ancients were making brass. The ancients were adding zinc ore in molten copper. Zinc ore means Ore is a rock which is containing most of the zinc and plus other elements like oxygen, aluminum and other things like that. Okay. Ancients were adding zinc ore to molten copper. Zinc boiling point is 900 centigrade or 907 or 900 centigrade. Copper boiling point is about 1100 centigrade. 1100 centigrade. That is copper sorry, I want to correct this one. Not boiling point. It is melting point. I should write. I correct it just now. Wait. Okay. Right. Now the zinc melting point is 907 centigrade, whereas copper melting point is about 1080. 1080 means nearly 1100 centigrade. So there is a difference of 200 centigrade between zinc and copper. Therefore, when you add zinc ore, see the zinc ore is black color ball like that, is immersed in molten copper. Molten copper means copper is in liquid state. That is already in 1100 centigrade or more than 1100 centigrade. Then if you immerse zinc ore, zinc melting point is only about 900 centigrade, so it will easily become vapor. And once cooling is applied, the vapor is automatically combining with the molten copper, and copper is becoming brass. See here, the melting point of copper is about 1100 centigrade, whereas melting point of zinc is about 900 centigrade. Actually, you are not adding zinc, you are adding zinc ore. The zinc ore is containing some zinc and other elements like oxygen, aluminum, small amount of aluminum, etc. So at 1100 centigrade, that zinc becomes vapor, and during the cooling process, the zinc again combining with the molten copper and automatically adding with the copper becoming brass. See, the ancients neglected vapors. So many vapors were releasing in chemical process. They all considered the vapors to be air. But they didn't know air is containing so many other gases. Okay, that is what the ignorance of ancients. And so even though they were working with zinc, they didn't know about zinc. Okay. Next to go to other slide. Like zinc, ancients knew indirectly about antimony and bismuth. Okay, like zinc, ancients also by 1000 AD they knew about antimony and bismuth. Actually, antimony was discovered in 1707 as a separate element, and bismuth was recognized as separate element 1753. But by 1000 AD, the ancients were using antimony and bismuth. Like zinc actually was isolated as separate elements by Indians in the 13th century, by Indian chemists in 13th century. Okay. That is what you can see the role of Indian science in the chemistry. Ancients had zinc ores, antimony ores, bismuth ores, but not pure zinc pure antimony, pure bismuth. Okay, they only had zinc ores, antimony ores, bismuth ores, but not pure zinc, pure antimony, pure bismuth. And let us go to next slide. Okay, the ancient chemists of Greece and Egypt linked the elements with planets. The ancient chemists of Greece and Egypt linked the elements with the planets. See, as part of astrology. Okay, in the ancient times, they were practicing chemistry. At the same time, they were practicing astrology. And a chemist was automatically an astrologer also in the ancient times. For example, they linked sun with gold, moon with silver, Mercury with mercury, Venus with copper, the planet Mars with iron, the planet Jupiter with tin, the planet Saturn with lead. Okay, there are good reasons. For ancients why they were linking the sun with gold, moon with silver, Mercury with mercury, Venus with copper, etc. If you know the reasons, you can have good idea about the elements also, element properties also. So I am going to explain in the next class why ancient chemists linked sun with gold, moon with silver, etc. Okay, when you understand the reasons behind them, in the process you also come to know about properties of these elements also. Okay, some extent. Okay, you can learn the properties of these elements to some extent. Very interesting points are there. Okay, I stop now.